I will start slowly because we only have about 15-20 minutes, very short time. This one is an introduction to styles in iconography. I wanted to say welcome you in this platform, in this way of connecting. My name is Basia Mindevich. And I am the founder of Edinburgh School of Icon Painting, but also teacher here. So in our team, I do the teaching and prepare a program. This is my job. And that's why most of you connect with me in our classes, courses, and different events and exhibitions. In this small short introduction, I wanted to tell you about a couple of different styles in icon painting, and I want to expand of them a little bit more in the next couple of streams. These streams will be happening on the 3rd Wednesday. This one is an exception because last week something didn't work. Sometimes these things happens because we use different platform, which is Facebook. It's not our platform, so sometimes this can happen that it doesn't work. So just to let you know, if sometimes this happens, I will always try to do it another time. But normally we will be with you every 3rd Wednesday of the month at 7:00 p.m. UK time. So you can check what time this is in your country, your town, so you can maybe join us live or not watch the recording. Tonight it's an introduction to different styles in iconography. We are looking at the historical styles now, so not new styles. New styles are maybe a little bit of a different story, and I would like to talk about it definitely and explore it. I am very interested in contemporary styles. And in that kind of exploration of iconography that is contemporary to our times. So it's our exploration in a way, it's our journey. I'm very interested in that, so I'm also interested in hearing your ideas or maybe questions, maybe what you thinking about it. That would be something that I would like to hear about. So please do maybe leave a comment. You can leave a comment even if it's not live. And I will always make sure that I will reply to your comments. Tonight I wanted to talk about Byzantine style and Byzantium in terms of iconography, also Coptic style, and then coming from that Russian style a bit later on, and especially Novgorod school of iconography. So 3 different styles, just to give you a little bit about it, not to expand, and I will expand on each of them later on in the next videos. So just to show you an example, hopefully I'll get the right one. It's very tricky sometimes to navigate through these things. Okay, so this is this icon. This is a Coptic icon, one of the most known Coptic icons, Christ and Saint Menas. There are different confusions about who is depicted in this image, but we know this is Christ and Saint Menas, painted in 6th century. Coptic icon. I think you can see it in Louvre. So if you are there, you can maybe just try to find it. It's very unusual, and that's why I wanted to start with this one. I am very interested in showing different styles and styles that we are not used to when we talk about icon painting, icon writing iconography. This icon is not the only one that we've got of Coptic icon. There are many Coptic icons. You can try to research that. There is a lot of these icons on the internet and different books, and you can really find a lot. Libraries, probably internet is the easiest. What is very different about this when you look at it? First of all, the proportions of the body to the heads very different. They're very short figures, very unusual when you look at the Russian iconography or Greek iconography. The beginning, which was Byzantine, that's where everything comes from. Very, very different proportions of the body, but also a little bit, you can tell it's painted a bit differently. Although contemporary Coptic icon is a bit sharper and a little bit different than this old one, but we can see similarities. So mainly the proportions of the body and the way it's painted, it's a bit more shall I say, graphical, a little bit more, maybe a bit more flatness to it. When we expand, I will show you more examples and contemporary Coptic icons. You will be able to compare. So it's very interesting. This is a completely different style. I am curious to find out what you think about it. Maybe you'd like to tell us a little bit what is your impression when you look at this icon, and maybe if you know other Coptic icons. I know that some people favor this style. If they maybe you come from that tradition, you might be favoring this style, but also if you are in a different tradition, that might be the case as well. It's very interesting for me to hear your thoughts about it as well. So we've got this icon, which is a Coptic icon, very old, 6th century, very interesting, I think. And now we will go into, this is a mosaic from Hagia Sophia in what used to be Constantinople, so a capital of Byzantium, that Eastern Byzantium. This is a mosaic, but it doesn't mean it's only that kind of style was used in the mosaic. It was used in wall painting and panel painting as well. So you can see very different, much more realistic in a sense of proportion. We can say maybe academic in terms of proportion. What is unusual? Blue garments for Mary, because a lot of people say Mary in Easter tradition cannot have blue garments on the, as if like outer garments. Her outer garments can't be blue. But we can see this very old example of an icon of Mother of God, Theotokos, wearing blue garments. Very interesting. These things as well I want to hint at a little bit. Please do ask me if you want to know more about it. We can find other examples, talk about it. My purpose here is to give you more introduction, more information about different kind of icons, whether historically ancient, old times, and more recent and contemporary, to open up your mind to different ideas within iconography. My reason for it is iconography is often made into this rigid tradition, this rigid art, this rigid practice, and iconography is not that. It can easily become, but I don't want to keep it like this. I want this to be open and living tradition, something that is. This is a religious practice, spiritual practice, and to me it's connected to our experience, personal experience as a practicing, person. We don't want this to be rigid and stiff, that is like a set of rules. That's why I like to always show unusual icons. So this one is different, blue garments, very interesting. Byzantine tradition. What happened? How icon came to the regions of Russia? It came from Byzantium. People, painters, artists brought it to Russia from Byzantium. So this is it started from the same source, same tradition, and developed differently later on in different regions in Russia, for example. So I wanted to show you just a couple of examples of uh, these icons that are a bit different than Byzantine art. Of course, there will be always similarities, but they will be a little bit different. Novgorod school of iconography is one that I would like to later on talk about a bit more. That's why I am hinting at it and I'm talking a little bit about it tonight. Novgorod School. It is one of the most important schools of Russian medieval icon. It was alive in between 12th and 16th century in the thriving city of Novgorod, and the characteristics of these styles are very elongated figures, so very elongated features on the faces, and in general elongated shapes. So you can see the bodies are longer. Especially when you compare to very classic Byzantine and even contemporary Greek icon, much shorter figures. These are very, very elongated, very long noses. That is very typical of these icons from this style. Very interesting. We can look into that, maybe trying to understand. Of course, we're not always are able to find out why these things developed differently in different regions. Could be very tiny things that were reasons for it. But I find it really interesting to see this difference. Of course, sometimes when you look into different regions, an icon in different regions, when you look at icons and people and landscape, you can see connections. That's fascinating as well, because we often think that icons are completely made up. So yeah, of course they come from the faces, people's faces and mountains and landscape, different details. But we think it's just stylization that is comes from imagination. But actually, often we can find out that these images are rooted in reality. So looking at people's faces from different regions and the landscape, we can see connections and understand how the different styles developed. So it would be good to look into that if that's something that is interesting for you. For our purpose of studying iconography, learning iconography, developing our practice, it is very good to learn about these things. So these are three different shall we say, different styles that we want to learn more about, and we will expand in our streams, monthly streams on Wednesdays, every third Wednesday, at 7 o'clock UK time. You are welcome to join us every month. Please do maybe invite those who you think might be interested. In order to watch it separately on at their home, they will need to join our group because we want to keep this within the group. But they can also watch with you, and maybe this will encourage them to join our group and start exploring icon with us. So one of the purposes of this group is so we all can learn from each other. You are welcome to post images, to post your icons, ask questions to the group. Maybe there are people that have a bit more experience here. Please do come forward, and then you could maybe help others to learn as well. So we want to develop this kind of community, learning community of people that are interested in iconography, want to learn, or already are learning, or already are practicing. All are welcome. So this will be me. I will be slowly finishing for tonight. Thank you for watching this material. Please do comment, even if it's not a question, but if you have a question, you're most welcome to ask. Yeah, and let me know any of your thoughts about this material and any other topics that might interest you. So this was Basia, Edinburgh School of Icon Painting. Thank you for watching us. I will see you on our next stream on the third Wednesday in February. Thank you so much. Have a good night or good day.